Yo, what is going on everyone, XpertFusion here, and I've already done plenty of review videos for Black Ops Cold War Zombies, specifically for Die Maschine itself, as well as for just the mechanics as a whole, but I thought I would do a video going over things that I think needs to be changed within this mode as time goes on. And so it's basically just going to be constructive criticism for things that they can control and they can change. I'm not going to be sitting here complaining about things that they're just not going to change. Like complaining about the fact that I think Die Maschine is a little bit of a bland map in some aspects. That's not really a complaint that they're going to change. They're not going to just completely change the look of the map. So to me, this is the best type of criticism you can give because it's stuff that they could change. So we have a couple things here, not specifically in relation to Die Maschine, but also in just relation to the zombies mode as a whole. First things first, they gotta let us put camos on all guns, even when pack-a-punched. So this is a problem I've noticed a lot of people complaining about as well. There's just really cool camos you can unlock in Cold War Zombies, which you can use in multiplayer as well, but there's really no reason to even use them in zombies because you can only use them on your loadout gun, which, let's be real here, majority of us get rid of our loadout gun after like a couple rounds. No one really likes to upgrade their gun all the way and keep it the whole time because it costs a lot of blue salvage. So most people just say, screw it, get a new gun, and then go from there. They're not going to use their, really crappy loadout gun that long. It's just for the first couple rounds. And even then, when you pack-a-punch it, the camo goes away anyways. So what they gotta do is they gotta do just like what Black Ops 3 and 4 did. Let us put camos on every single gun, regardless of if we start with it in our loadout or not. Even if we get it out of the box, just let the camo be there, or whatever weapon kit it is, whatever it may be, let us just use it automatically there. And when we pack-a-punch it, give us the choice when we pack-a-punch, just like World War II did. Do we want to keep the camo, or do we want to use the pack-a-punch camo? Give us a choice. I think that would be a great change because it would make stuff like dark matter actually worth going for in zombies. I'm still going to go for it just so I can use it in multiplayer, because multiplayer it actually makes a big difference, because you actually get to see it the whole time. In zombies, right now, it's not really that big of a deal, because again, you're only going to have it in your loadout gun for the first couple rounds anyways. Next up, in terms of self-revives, I do love the self-revive system they have in this game, but the fact that you can only hold one at a time I think is a little dumb. Now in co-op, I think one at a time is fine, but in solo, it should be at least 2 or 3 at a time max. I think the fact that it's only one is kind of frustrating, especially because you might have enough to craft another one, or you might have, one that drops from a zombie and you can't pick it up. I just feel like having more than one would be, useful. Now, I also don't think they should let you get unlimited self-revives, so there should be a cap on how many times you can actually craft them. Also, a cap on how many times they'll drop from the zombies. But in terms of holding them at once, I feel like we should be able to have at least 3, maybe 2 at once, and I think it would be a much better system. Next up, for the Ethereum Crystals, I've noticed that we need to have another use for them other than just upgrading our stuff, because I'm already almost done upgrading everything, and I haven't even played zombies nearly as much as other people have. I'm sure there's people out there who have already completed all of their skill tiers and they have no use for Ethereum Crystals anymore. So what I was thinking, and this is kind of far-fetched, but I think it'd be really cool, because they would have to use some sort of a similar system into multiplayer to make it, kind of be balanced. But let us use Ethereum Crystals to purchase COD points or to purchase bundles in the shop. Now, you can make it insanely expensive, I don't really care, but make it so it's actually worth going for them because, like I said, after you upgrade everything, there's no use for them anymore. Now, obviously, they're going to be adding new equipment, new guns, new perks and stuff like that throughout the life cycle, probably new ammo mods even, so there'll be uses for them there, but then again, you're still going to just, spend them pretty quickly. I mean, I get like 8 Ethereum Crystals per game sometimes, and that's you upgrade stuff really quickly. There's only like 120 that you maybe need, so I'm gonna be done with everything within like a week or 2. And again, if they add new stuff, well, I'm just gonna upgrade those new stuff like right away, and I'll still have way more to spare because they're definitely not gonna add in enough stuff to the point where it'll actually, make up for the amount of Ethereum Crystals that you have. I feel like you just get maybe too many Ethereum Crystals, or the stuff's just not expensive enough. But they're not going to change that, so I think the best thing they can do is just let us use these in more different, places, or maybe have specific skins or camos set for using Ethereum Crystals. Maybe like a camo that you use 50 Ethereum Crystals to get, and that's the only way to get it. That would be awesome. Next up, reviving teammates in this game is such a step down from previous games, and it's because you can't do this circle revive. When you revive someone, you have to be stationary, which is really frustrating because when you're trying to revive your teammate and you gotta like kind of circle around them so you avoid the zombies, you can't do that anymore. So it's pretty difficult to revive teammates in this game when there's a horde coming at you, which is really, like I said, I think incredibly annoying. If they change that, maybe make it a little bit more, easier to just, do it, so you can move around a little bit, that'd be nice. Because this game has this weird thing where they don't let you interact with things unless you're like directly looking at it, which is pretty different than most other zombies games because, previously you can open the mystery box without even looking at it, but now you have to be literally looking dead center at it, which is again kind of frustrating because sometimes you like to hit it from the side or while your back's turned to it so you can look at the zombies or something. Now you can't do that. You have to be looking directly at it. And I get why they do that. They do that because it's the whole Warzone system. There's stuff on the ground you can pick up. There's all the loot. And they kind of want to just make it more, efficient. But I think it gets kind of frustrating. And this is another problem I have. When you're hitting the mystery box and you keep dropping weapons in front of it, you accidentally pick up the weapons while you're trying to hit the mystery box. It happens all the time to me. Now, it's not a big problem if you're just hitting it, for fun or whatever. But if there's zombies coming at you and you're trying to hit it, it gets really frustrating when you accidentally pick up a gun that you just dropped on the floor. So what they need to do is either prioritize the box at all times or make it so when you drop the gun in front of the box, it like automatically pushes it like at least a couple feet away from the box, because being like all those guns in just front of the box, it's a terrible system. And I don't know how they even let that go past testing because it just doesn't make any sense. It's really frustrating trying to get that box when there's all those guns in front of it. They need to do something about that for sure. Next up, point system needs to be reworked a little bit. Now, I would prefer, honestly, just the old point system back, but I get why they went with this point system. I kind of understand it, but they need to figure out a way to make it so you can still get points without actually officially killing the zombie, because essentially, previously, it would give you points based on how many bullets you put into a zombie. So, like, you can use your pistol, spam the bullets at the zombie's leg, get as many points as humanly possible doing that. But in Black Ops 4, they changed it so it's only killing the zombie actually that gives you the points. So the problem with that old system is that if you had a sniper or a shotgun, like essentially a gun that would kill relatively quickly but also wasn't really good on high rounds, those guns became worthless. So the only guns that were useful were obviously point guns on lower rounds, and then like just the overall just powerful guns on later rounds, which is a good system, I would say. And then BO4 came around, and the problem with BO4 is that the guns, in terms of how they were balanced, was still pretty much the same as, previous games, but they changed the point system to where the zombies gave you points only when you kill them, which was essentially the same as what we have now. And the problem with that is now point guns were worthless, so any SMG or any weak gun as at all was just worthless. You might as well just get the MOG on round, whatever, and just start using the MOG the rest of the game. There was no reason to change it up. If you get the Hellion Salvo out of the box, just use that the whole time. Point guns were not needed. And in this game, it's the same thing, but they actually were able to balance the guns out better, so they're all kind of the same sort of usefulness, but not exactly. There's still differences in the balance. Like the shotguns are still some of the best guns in the game. Obviously, wonder weapons are always going to be some of the better guns, and there's a couple other guns that are definitely better than other guns in the game. But the rarity system and how the pack-a-punch works, and with the ammo mods and stuff, they made most of the guns overall better balanced, so the point system isn't as big of a deal as it was in BO4. That's why this isn't a big deal, but the problem I have with it is when you're on really high rounds, it's almost impossible to get points, and things are really expensive in this game, especially with the pack-a-punch system, how expensive it gets trying to get 3 tiers of pack-a-punch. It's insane. So I think what they could do to fix this is make it so you're getting points based on how much damage you do as opposed to how many bullets you put into them. So maybe just every certain amount of damage you get every certain amount of points. So if you're killing a zombie with a pistol, you're still gonna get the same amount as you do killing with the shotgun, but you're able to still get the points just for going halfway with the damage rather than going the full way. I don't know how the hell they can do that in terms of the number values and how they'd work that out, but they gotta figure it out because it's not really fun only getting points for killing the zombies. In my opinion, I don't like that system. It's not game breaking, not at all, but it's definitely a problem with the game. Another thing is a small minor thing, but let us auto pick up equipment if we don't have any equipped. This is something I always wanted Warzone to do as well. If you don't have any equipment on you, why not just let it so when you walk over that specific equipment, it just picks it up automatically for you? Now, obviously, if you have equipment already inside of your slot, then it shouldn't auto pick up other equipment. You should have to obviously pick it up yourself. And I do like how when you have equipment on you, it'll pick up more equipment if you walk over the same type of equipment. But if you don't have any equipment on you, it should just automatically pick up any equipment that you walk over, so I don't have to always pick it up myself. Just my opinion, I think that would be awesome, but just a small change that would definitely play out nicely. Another thing is with the music tracks. Now, this is a thing that I hope they do over time, and I feel like they probably will, but we have this really awesome music track system in this game, and this isn't just, in relation to zombies, it's also in multiplayer, but it's more of a thing in zombies because I don't really use it in multiplayer, but in zombies I use it a lot. They gotta add like all the Easter egg songs from previous games and such, because right now it only has Black Ops Cold War music, and it only really has the soundtracks and the one Easter egg song from Alone. I kind of wish they had more than that, like more soundtracks, maybe even some of the 80s songs from Campaign, which they already have the rights to, I would assume, so why not let us use it in the music tracks as well? That would be kind of cool, to jam out to some 80s music while you're playing, some zombies. And then I want them to just add all the Easter egg songs from previous zombies games, from World at War up to Black Ops 4. Maybe just some other scores as a whole from the campaigns, from the multiplayers, from the zombies, all around. I think that would be great. Again, that's not really a specific zombies thing, and I also think they probably will do it over time, but we'll have to wait and see. And last but not least, this is something that I also hope they do over time, and this is just overall just content and game modes, and especially just difficulty settings, because we had so many cool features in Black Ops 4 that they just kind of left out in this game. It's just not there. Like difficulty settings, custom mutations, game modes like Rush, Gauntlet, which Gauntlet I know most people didn't give a shit about, but I think they can definitely do it again in a cooler way and with actual rewards, and I think it would actually be kind of fun. I just feel like this game lacks that right now because all it has is the one map plus, Dead Ops Arcade plus Zombies Onslaught only on PlayStation. So it's definitely lacking in content. And I wish they had custom mutations, which I know people don't like custom mutations, but we didn't like it because you couldn't do Easter eggs in it. If you could do Easter eggs in it, it would be great. Simple as that. But just give us more options, and I think players would be happier as a whole. This is something that I think will happen over time again, but it's something I want to happen sooner rather than later. So that is my opinion. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think needs to be changed in this game in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.